Are you waking up refreshed every morning?
This is Eagle 1, Eagle 1. We have a confirmed sighting dead ahead.
And I'm looking forward to talking with you as well. Thank you. Start understanding what stress is, okay? Whenever we have stress, we're told about it all the time. And we have a tendency to put it behind and not think about it. But what really is going on when we're stressed? What I tell people is let's look at what's going on in your body as well. There's the mental component and physical, and they are rarely very attached, as we learned in Chinese medicine. But the normal physical response to stress is always to increase the heart rate. The muscle response, ATP, lactic acid goes off to give you that quick spurt of energy. And so those things are pretty normal. But what a lot of people don't recognize whenever we are pressing out that deadline, putting that event together, planning for a wedding, working with your relatives, working with your friends, or trying to make change happen in your corporation, is that as you start to push that hard, digestive function goes down. Now, we've all kind of heard about the lion running away or running after the caveman. Now, whenever he's running, it is studied and shown in the studies is that digestive function shuts down. Instead of using your body to absorb and renourish, and we're just going. So that's why I like to tell people we're like panthers all day long. We're running. But the question is, are you smooth in that transition? Whenever you're going and it's just all hands down, your digestion's down and all of the other functions are working overtime, okay? But whenever you get into the abnormal response, this is when you can know too, maybe I need to change something. Maybe I need to learn another way. Because your excessive emotions, I always tell people, when you're very triggered very quickly into anger, you need to realize you're stressed. If you have too much fear, like something's going to go wrong, general vague anxiety, those kind of things aren't just in the brain, the body response is there as well. So people talk about a mind-body medicine. Well, your body, that's why if you breathe deeper, you can bring down some of that stress and anxiety. But there are other ways to do that as well and to understand. So also, when you have excessive mental thinking, what does that look like? Have you seen the person who goes to bed and they're kind of flip-flopping and they're dreaming and they're going back over the day that they just had, or they might be thinking about tomorrow, okay? Now I'm going to teach you about that as well, but that's the excessive mental thinking. And I just kind of make its own line about excessive protective behavior. I notice that's a fight and flight response. Your body, folks that maybe your boss who's over you, he is, maybe has somebody breathing down his back, right? So you've got a whole lot of stress going on, so everybody just laughs it off. Oh yeah, we're all stressed, blah, blah, blah. But it really doesn't have a better way to deal with it, okay? Whenever I get to that point, I call them the jumpies and the grumpies. It literally kind of covers the whole gamut. They're either holding it inside, becoming a little jumpier, a little more stressed, or they're taking it out on those people around them, right? So we're going to go into that and make a big change. What is that big change that we need to make about our stress? What I've noticed is that whenever we are ignoring the need, trying to find ways to maybe deal with it at the end of the day, go dancing, go do yoga, but we're really not having the right relationship with what the stress is anyway. We do like to go in, get massage, release the back, but 2 or 3 days later, we start to guard pain again, or our literally bosses pain, that could be a pain too, right? We start to avoid certain things that we think are going to be painful, right? So that's where we need recognition. You're going to notice that I talk about AccuRelease, but then they look at me funny too. It's like, well, what do I need to AccuRelease, okay? Well, we need to recognize how stress is in our body, how it will allow us to guard pain on one side, or work faster because faster is better. These kind of stress responses are overkill sometimes. So when I am talking to you about recognizing your stress, it may be very helpful for you if you're a person to sit down at the end of the day and make a little journal so that you kind of understand what happened today and when did I feel like it went off the edge, when did I lose control, or when do I feel like I couldn't handle it anymore, or was that just my whole day? You just get up running at 100 miles an hour and your whole day is that way. Recognition isn't something that, it doesn't mean that because you say, oh, I'm just a poor person handling stress, I can't handle pressure. But recognize if you even tell yourself it doesn't matter. I do find that people will say, I'm fine. And that's sometimes the ones that need it the most. One way that I did, as I was saying before, the jumpies and grumpies are one of the easiest way to tell when something's getting overboard. And you may have been this way. You might have a busy home style, or maybe some fighting going on at home, or going through a divorce. You will notice that there's things going on that you've never recognized that was stressing you, okay? Until you have a chance to relax. What I've noticed with AccuWrap too is that once I teach this system to folks, they do actually notice more pain or more of their stressful times, and then they have to stop and say, well, I didn't know I needed that. And that can actually kind of cause people to shy away from it. But don't. Find out where your body's hurting, find out what and how you deal with stress. What I've noticed is that when you just start being nice to yourself and get that back massage on the last TV show, that flip-flopping that goes on in bed with the excessive mental thinking is some of that, you're recognizing what you did with the day, but what do we do with that? It's kind of like you just have to kind of stuff it away. Well, no, you don't. Go ahead and let the body relax, and you will notice that the mind relaxes. It kind of removes the stress of the day, okay? But whenever you get to that point, we know that we need to release and relax. I notice that there's a general move over to restoring, replacing. Instead of something you have to attack and fix, you're releasing, relaxing, and it naturally restores, okay? We do have a whole lot of ibuprofen we take, and then we go to bed and we're still flip-flopping, okay? Whenever you feel that you just don't know what to do, that's when AccuWrap comes in. That's when you need to say that I'm on the edge, I can't come up with any new ideas, or I'm just at that frustration point. You will notice that that's when you need to AccuWrap. I do still teach you to do end of day, because what's going on? You've got to go 1,000,000 miles an hour until you hit the couch, right? So when he's pretty on the couch, you're going to learn these techniques to make sure to get down through the back and release that day, okay? I've slept so much better. I've woken up. I don't trip. I'm not running into walls. I notice the little kids have less colds, and so you're going to learn these methods as well. So once again, are you stressed? Let's turn this board upside down, change the way you deal with stress from now on.